Kia ora, bros and girls, welcome back to the channel. So we're doing Act 3, Chapter 1. This guy has kind of just enhanced armor breaks and power rate increase. This is the new Aarkus vision, and he's pretty much really like kind of like Medusa with the armor breaks and armor shatters, and with cold snap. So he can power drain you as a passive. He has power gains. Get up. He can power lock you. Frozen air. So like if you have an armor break on you and he's near you, then you get cold snap. What else? His special pulls all armor breaks. His SP1 refreshes all armor breaks, and if you're shattered, it does a lot of damage. SP2 replaces all the armor breaks with a armor shattered buff. Basically, he can do a lot of damage, but he's a bit of a glass cannon. He's a little bit weak. So in our first round, we come in with Thing and just show that, you know, he's kind of a little bitch actually. He's really easy, but he does have pretty insane power gain. And that SP is kind of interesting. He comes at you a little bit like Namor, so you kind of have to get used to a little bit of his timing. His SP1 I found is probably the easiest to evade, but yeah, I mean, if you have a, you know, when I ran in with 6-star R2 Thing, you don't really get to see much of his specials or functionality or anything. You just get in and get rid of this guy. But basically, he can do a lot of damage to you really quick, especially if you're not cold snap immune. And if you're a robot and the armor shatters you, I mean, you've got it coming up against you. But the good thing is, his SP1 is pretty easy to evade, and a lot of the Mystic champs are really good against him. So I use Mephisto predominantly because Mephisto is cold snap immune. And Aarkus is not actually Incinerate immune. I don't think he's even Bleed immune if from memory. So yeah, this allows me to just, I don't have to worry about the armor breaks. I mean, I do have to worry in terms of the fact that if he armor breaks me, I'm going to take a little bit more damage, but at least I'm immune to that cold snap, which is the biggest source of his damage. So if you could do that, and you can just evade that SP1 or the SP2, then it's all good. His specials are a little bit weird to get used to, so I'm not, at this stage of fighting him, I was not fully familiar with it. But yeah, basically the SP1 is kind of like it's almost a mix between like the Iron Man kind of SP and the extended cold snap at the end. But yeah, you can see here my Mephisto is only 5-star R3, so he's a little bit equivalent to like a maxed out 4-star, and he does the business. And the good thing is that, you know, you can cheat death once, and while I don't fully get him on this one, he goes a really long way. So he's a really good counter if you have nobody better. In this particular case, I come in with Thing and finish him off, obviously, but so Mephisto is a really good option. But there's a lot of Mystics that are a really good option against him. I like Mephisto a lot because he's cold snap immune, and I think you could also use Sabretooth because of same kind of reason, because he's cold snap immune. I don't know anybody else. I can't think of anybody else who's fully cold snap immune. Maybe Emma in her diamond form, Emma Frost. So that's one way. I also use Scarlet Witch, and of course she's a maxed out 4-star, max abilities as well. And so one of his problems as well is power gain. You gotta kind of keep an eye on it. So with Scarlet Witch, she's fantastic because she will just randomly power drain him, she'll randomly power lock him, and as you can see, the SP1 is probably the easier to evade because you just kind of have to move back and then back again, a little bit like when Namor comes at you. The SP2 with the armor cold snap is a little bit more difficult to evade, but as you can see there, by this time of fighting him, I'm kind of starting to get the hang of his specials, I guess. So for his specials, I'd practice on probably on the lower difficulties first. Just get kind of figure out what his SP1 does, figure out what his SP2 does, and then learn to evade them. But yeah, I mean, Scarlet Witch does quite the number here. Now he's power locked. It's a little bit RNG. I try to stay away from him because when you stay close, he lands those armor breaks, and when those armor breaks go on you, that's when the cold snap comes. So it's a little bit like playing close encounters. If you can stay far away from him with someone who doesn't have cold snap, someone who's not cold snap immune, then at least that will kind of save you from taking that damage. But if you have a cold snap immune champ, then that's even better because you don't have to worry about the whole close encounter kind of play. So Scarlet Witch really does a number as well. She gets him down to 95%, and I just have to kind of give him a lick with the next champ, which I'm guessing is probably Thing, but could be somebody else. So it's Mephisto here. But yeah, so a lot of Mystics are really, really good against him. I imagine even Magic would be really good against him, to be honest. Magic, Scarlet Witch. I assume if you have a Morning Star that's fully ramped up with 5 charges, should probably be great against him. And so my last option here, I'm just going to show you how easily, this is a little bit of a bonus to be honest, but I'm going to show you how easily Thing can take care of him. So we're just going to get the armor. From memory, this is actually a bit of a long fight because I don't trigger my synergy. But Thing can easily one-shot this guy. And I'm just blocking everything because I'm kind of trying to get to 20 charges before I die. So here we go, I'm 20 charges, I'm pretty close to... So I haven't actually triggered synergy so far, but I've still got him down 50%, and now he's gonna hit his SP3. He's gonna trigger my synergy, and he's gonna die almost instantaneously after that. But I might just get him to give me a few hits. So I'm indestructible. Thank you. That's 3 charges, 4 charges, 5 charges, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I think one more parry and he's gone. Oh, maybe not. So yeah, not a great fight with Thing, but yeah, Thing can definitely easily one-shot him. So yeah, if you're struggling, I would use the Mystics, Scarlet Witch, Mephisto, Morning Star, Magic. I think all 4 of those would be a fantastic option and would make him very, very easy. He is a bit of a glass cannon, so if you can just stay away and be able to go in and do a lot of damage really quickly, you've got this guy. Hopefully it helped. If it did, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Ka kite ano, bros and girls.